That was a very familiar tune, kind of, that I was used to from the communist era, that this whole narrative about the pilot errors and drunk president and so on circling. All that was a very suspicious thing, but really didn't have to wait very long, because very short after there were articles in English by Buchanan that were very competent and that were questioning all those things. So in terms of suspicions and in terms of having some intelligent speculations refuting some of those arguments, that I didn't have to wait very long, and anybody who was reading English and was operating on the internet was able in English to find us. Now the question is really about not about having doubts what is truth, what is not. The question that really kind of were puzzling for me at that time and the people that I knew. And in fact, what was extremely frustrating, the lack of ability to answer the question why there was no meaningful investigation on that whole catastrophe. The way it was handled was different than other accidents. The way it was presented, with sticking with the first version, and the way it was reinforced and that later was commented, just kind of, you know, colloquially speaking, it was stinking to the heaven from the beginning, and it was extremely suspicious. And that was the reason why, when I went to Poland, I wanted to talk firsthand with the people in Poland, because I just couldn't quite understand. I couldn't believe that there was no clear effort of understanding what was going on there. And that when I went to Poland, it was extremely frustrating to see that this is not just that I cannot talk to these people, or that they're afraid to talk on the phone or write in the email or on the internet. It was that people were really somehow hypnotized, or did not have the will to have understanding it. For some reason, there was no particular energy until that conference, Smoleńsk conference. There was no clear energy and interest and the will of finding the truth. Meaningless repetition of the official media that were sounding like Russian propaganda. Basic questions that some guy like Buchanan in America, who has never been close to there, and who didn't grow up under Russian domination, can have a very pointy, intelligent, and insightful questions. In addition to being mechanically competent with the knowledge of the plane. How a guy like that can write a popular article that is available to everybody, and people in Poland who actually are vested in the emotionally in the accident, in the catastrophe, are not in any way in tune with this kind of arguments or with this kind of considerations. That I couldn't understand. That was a level of oblivious sort of indifference and compliance. And one thing I could never anticipate from Polish people was a compliance and obliviousness towards this kind of issues. And analyze the pictures and look at that. I found that everything was hogwash. I mean, the whole story about the plane crashing on that tree, it's a total bogus fairy tale. I mean, it is something that does not stand the very basic scrutiny, even from the point of view of physiology of the tree. It's a Betula pendula that has a very violent, vivid sap that is impossible to not to see, and that would have basically almost flat that place. It would be there the structure, the destruction pattern of the of the fibers of the tree. So the height of that thing, the speed, and later on, not moving plastic bags with the under the blow-by of a 80 tons plane.
When I say flew over and should have been everything that's on the air should have been
on the ground.
That has been on the ground.
Yeah, would have been blown away.
It
yeah.
wasn't. So.
No. This is a story that is so impossible that it's really kind of shameful that anybody would actually try to stick with it. They were part of the supporting evidence. There were also many pictures that were taken on the ground.